एक्सरसाइज 16 जुलाई 2024 स्टार्ट. Sir, it is for the first time that this concept of integrated tribal development block has been introduced in the 6th 5-year plan. It is known to this House and to everybody that the tribal people who live in the most underdeveloped and backward pockets of our country have been exploited for centuries. They have been exploited by the money lenders. They were exploited by the foreigners who came to this country, and so they remained backward. We brought the concept of tribal development blocks. More than 500 tribal development blocks were there. Central assistance was given to the states so that they could develop, but unfortunately, the exploitation has remained there. The states, instead of spending some money from their own state plans, spent only that money which was given by the center. So, seeing their plight, seeing that after 50 years of independence they have not come up to the standard, and our Prime Minister was kind enough to pay a special attention to the development of tribals, and it is for the first time that this concept has been introduced. This concept has been that we must protect them from exploitation, and we must raise their standard of living and their educational level. A conference of the state ministers and chief ministers responsible for tribal development was called, and certain hard decisions were taken there. The first decision was to change the excise policy. We said that vending of liquor through contractor should not be there in the tribal areas. I plead guilty that in spite of our calling the conference and advising the chief ministers, all the chief ministers have not done it. But in the majority of the states, it is being done. In some states, in tribal areas, the new excise policy is in operation, and vending of liquor through contractors has been stopped. Then there was the question of review of land laws and restoration of appropriated lands which were taken away from the tribals by hook or by crook by the money lenders and other exploiters. We brought some laws that these lands should be restored to the tribals. When the new economic program was launched after the earlier period, it was for the first time that action was taken on that, and most of the states have passed laws under which appropriated lands are being restored to the tribals. Sir, I also come from a forest area and I know how in many forest areas things are happening. It is the tribal who knows how to get it and then come to the contractor who used to exploit these poor tribals and take the minor forest produce at very cheap prices and sell it to government or other agencies at a very high price, making a lot of profit. We have advised the state government that this should be put to an end to, that the cooperatives should purchase these minor forest produce from the tribals, or the state government itself should directly purchase these minor forest produces from the tribals, so that all the benefits can go to the tribals rather than going to the middleman. Then, in the field of marketing policy, there also we are taking steps so that exploitation of the tribals by these money lenders can be stopped. Nowadays, what happens, particularly in Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Bihar, is that if a money lender gives a few rupees to a tribal, he makes him bonded labor for life. The tribal people are simple people, they do not know the calculation and other things. A few hundred rupees are given to them, and for their whole life they have to serve that man, because he will say that it is the interest that has been paid and the original still remains. So he becomes a bonded laborer to the money lender. To end that exploitation, also laws have been passed, and liquidation of indebtedness is one item of the new economic program. An alternative system of credit is also being provided, and particularly in the tribal areas, we are seeing to it that when they need consumption loans, there also some arrangement we made so that they have not to go to those very money lenders who will now exploit them with more vigor. A single line of administration has been provided with effective delegation. Previously, postings in tribal areas were considered as punishment postings. Whenever any officer was found unfit in urban areas, he used to be posted in the tribal areas. We have asked the state governments that this should be totally discarded, and only able and honest officers should be posted there. We have also told them that unless you make it more attractive, efficient officers may not be forthcoming to go and serve in the tribal areas. But we have appointed some efficient officers and given them incentives in the form of money and facilities, so that those who are posted in the tribal areas can live in that area.